Today we celebrate the great Saint Sabbas, born in Cappadocia, one of the most highly regarded patriarchs among the monks of Palestine, and is considered one of the founders of Eastern monasticism. He had somewhat of an unhappy childhood in which he was abused and ran away several times, but he finally sought refuge in a monastery. And while family members tried to persuade him to return home, he felt drawn to monastic life. Although the youngest monk in the house, he excelled in virtue. At the ripe old age of 18, he went to Jerusalem, seeking to learn more about living in solitude. Soon, he asked to be accepted as a disciple of a well-known local solitary, though initially he was regarded as too young to live as a hermit. So he lived in a monastery where he worked during the day and spent much of the night in prayer. At the age of 30, he was given permission to spend 5 days each week in a nearby remote cave, engaging in prayer and manual labor in the form of weaving baskets. His mentor eventually died, and Sabbas moved farther into the desert near Jericho. He lived there for several years, and a rope was his means of access. Wild herbs among the rocks were his food, and occasionally men brought him other food and items, while he had to go a distance for his water. Some of these men came to him desiring to rejoin him in solitude, but at first he refused. Not long after he relented, his followers swelled to 150, all of them living in individual huts. The bishop persuaded a reluctant Sabbas, then in his early 50s, to prepare for the priesthood so he could better serve his community. And while functioning as abbot among a large community, he felt called to live the life of a hermit. Throughout each year, especially in Lent, he left his monks for long periods of time. A group of 60 men left the monastery, settling at a nearby ruined facility. When Sabbas learned of the difficulties they were facing, he generously gave them supplies. Over the years, he traveled throughout Palestine, preaching the faith, bringing many back to church, and at the ripe old age of 91, he undertook a journey to Constantinople in conjunction with the Samaritan revolt. He fell ill, and soon after his return died at the monastery at Sabbas. Today, the monastery is still inhabited by monks of the Eastern Orthodox Church, and Saint Sabbas is regarded as one of the most noteworthy figures of early monasticism. See that? So let's thank him for his life of prayer, his constant desire to be holy, and the result that he achieved, sainthood. Saint Sabbas, the sanctified. God bless him. God bless you.